Hello, we're back. Okay. Sorry about the week without an update there, but again, we've been pretty busy, and truthfully, there really wasn't much to show. Just a lot of digging and carrying buckets. Like I said, yeah, just not too exciting, so I really didn't post an update. But now we're starting to get into actually doing stuff, and so I was going to show you kind of what the plan is from here. So this is what the form looks like for the concrete pier pads that we're pouring. You can see that we've got it dug out about 8 inches down, and then we set the form on top of the ground, and the 2x4 is 3.5 inches, and so that gives us, 11 to 12 inches, somewhere in there, depending on how deep we dug the hole. So that's the plan. They're 18 by 18 by 12 inches thick. We'll put a little bit of steel in there and reinforce it. So this is what it looks like before we pour, and this is what it looks like after. So we did this one last weekend. It's all set up and cured. I even put some nice edges on there just because why not. But you can see I have this post base sitting here, and that will actually get bolted down to the pier pad, and then we'll put posts up to that beam right there. So obviously we're going to move that beam over to here. It will go on top of the post that sits on this post base that ultimately sits on the concrete pier. So hopefully you can see this, but basically what I've done to line these up is I've set up my laser, and that's probably one of the coolest tools I've ever got, by the way. But there's 6 pier forms, and hopefully you can see that. But then I just put a center mark at 9 inches on the board, and then we can line up the forms. You can see the mark that I put there, and that'll just keep them nice and straight. So I'll do the same thing. I'll set the laser back up after we pour all these, and then I'll use that to mark center, and that's where the post bases will get bolted to, and then so that way we know it's nice and straight. Our goal this weekend is to get all these pier pads poured out. All of them, or most of them, are dug out. I think I still have 2 to dig out, but that doesn't take very long. So we're gonna hopefully get all these poured out, and we did 5 last weekend, and I think we have 10 or 12 to do between today and tomorrow. But Angie and I have a pretty good program. We have a pretty good system for getting these poured out. We're hauling in buckets one at a time and just filling them up. So it's really not that bad, just kind of time consuming. So that's what we're doing. Here we go. Hopefully you can see this. This is the after. I showed you the before with all the forms in place. I didn't have them leveled up yet, but now they're all poured. And like I said, I'll go back through, set my laser back up again, and run it down the middle of these things and mark them out and get the post bases bolted to the pads here, and then we'll be ready for posts and beam. So moving right along. So here's the foundation they did. I'm guessing in the 70s. This definitely isn't 1930s style building. That would be like probably stone and mortar and stuff like that. So this is definitely done after that, and they did pretty good job. I mean, it's fairly level. It should be ideally a little bit deeper. You want at least 18 inches of frost protection underneath that footing. So, it should be about a foot and a half deeper. But truthfully, the frost really doesn't get that deep here. So we'll just get as much dirt as we can on the outside of it, and it'll be fine. I mean, it's been fine for the last 50 years. So, but I did want to show you this. Simpson makes this really cool product. It's like a retrofit hold down deal for shear walls. So when you pour a new foundation, you put J-bolts in, and those bolt the bottom plate down, and that's what helps the hold down and provide shear for the outside walls. And here we have just hollowed out CMU or cinder block, and there are no J-bolts holding this down at all. It's just gravity at this point. So so they make these little retrofit plates that bolt into the bottom plate, as you can see, and then do some Titans or redhead concrete anchors into the CMU. So that's pretty cool. That's gonna help this quite a bit. This isn't exactly code, but we're getting it as close as we can for what we have to work with here. So obviously we can't take this whole thing down and put J-bolts in, so this will have to do. And again, it's survived and been okay for the last 50 years without them, so this is just gonna do nothing but help out. All right, welcome back. March 10th. I think this is about 2 weeks since I've updated, so sorry about the late update, but really there wasn't a whole lot to show. I mean, we've just been digging the crawl space out, running buckets. I've had a lot of help. Friends came over and helped us run buckets, which was really helpful. So we were able to get the crawl space all dug out and down to at least 18 inches below, so we're up to code there. Also, I had some friends come over and help me wrestle these 20-foot beams underneath the floor joists, and so we're pretty much ready to go. We have been working quite a bit on the pier pads, and we're making pretty good progress. There's a finished one. As you can see, the Simpson bracket is on there, and then we'll post up to the beam that'll be right underneath the floor joist. So we have a few more pads to pour, but Angie and I were able to get, I think we did 10 or 11. No, we did 8 or 9 yesterday. We got this whole row done all the way to the other side. Try not to make you sick. But all these are poured and ready to go. We've got a couple more we did over here, and we still have, we actually ran out of concrete yesterday. We still have 3 small ones, I think, over here to finish out. One over there, one here, and then one right underneath my feet there. And then we have one big one right underneath the stairs right there. You can only see the one side of it, but anyway, we'll kind of get that finished up probably next weekend or so. And yeah, then we'll be ready to move on to getting the beams in and getting everything leveled up and supported. So I wanted to show you the pile of dirt that it's probably hard to tell, but I'm guessing there's, I don't know, maybe 7 or 8 yards of dirt there. There's a lot. That all came out one bucket at a time. So pretty impressive, really, but we've done a lot of digging over the past 2 weeks. So, and I went and got all my subfloor, the Advantech, 60 sheets of it right there. And then I got a whole unit of 2x4, 104 and 5/8. The walls are kind of a weird height. They're like 8.5 feet. So I can't use a 96-inch stud or a 92 and 5/8. So I have to use a 104 and 5/8, and I'm going to cut every single one. So it'll be time consuming, but that's all right. There's some 2x10. That's the pressure treated. That's what we're going to use for the posts. Yeah, we're moving right along. So again, sorry for the late update, but thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.